I know this looks kind of weird. I've got these two plants, these really mature plants, in these two containers here. This was the only way that I knew would preserve it for just a little bit, at least until I get some giant pots that I could place them in. These two plants, I'm not sure what they're called, but I was scrolling through Craigslist. Every now and then I'll look through it, look in the garden category of Craigslist, and even in the free category to see if there's anything worth getting. And these were up there for free. So the original owner had decided to uproot them and take them out of his lawn. And he or she, I'm not sure, decided that they would cut around the roots really carefully so that someone can pick them up and hopefully preserve the plants. And I saw a great opportunity there. And I think these plants would do beautifully in some big pots and would be a beautiful addition to the collection. So I just wanted to show you guys what these look like. I didn't want to make a recording when I first picked them up because it was right next to the owner's home, and I don't want to accidentally put someone out there like that. So here I have them. I've had them for about a day now. They'll sit here until I'm able to get those pots. I won't leave them in here for too long because I know this might damage the tree. But for now, they should be okay. As you can see, the original owner had cut around the root ball fairly carefully, taking out all those long shooter roots and pretty much preserving the root ball directly beneath the tree. But as you can see here, these super mature trees, looks like he'd been keeping it pretty short. So I think it's going to be awesome. It'd be nice to watch these trees be brought back to life when we do get them back into some soil and give them some time to rebound. All right, guys, so it's May 14th, and it's been about 2.5, almost 3 weeks since the first clip of these plants here. So I did have them in these containers right here, and yesterday I finally managed to buy some pots and some soil for these two plants. Thankfully, I was able to get these pots yesterday, and I put the trees in and filled it in with the Miracle-Gro potting mix. So I think the Miracle-Gro potting mix will do just fine. Hopefully it can help these plants bounce back. But it looks like the water was able to keep them alive just long enough so that I can have some time to get these pots in the soil. So I did look up some information on these plants. I try to find some info based on the description of the foliage. I didn't know any other way to look for it. But I'm pretty sure that this plant here is a croton. There are several different varieties of croton. Keep in mind, I am no professional at plants, but I do look up information. I do as much research as I can before I actually start working with these plants. So I'm pretty sure that this is a variety of croton. I have no idea what this plant is, though. I did look up tropical plants with round leaves, but these leaves actually look kind of bowl shaped, like a little bowl. As you can see in this one here, there's some water in that little bowl. So I have yet to find out what the name of this plant is here, but these plants look awfully beautiful. And as you can see there at the base, these are super mature plants. This trunk is just super thick, very thick trunks, and I can't wait till they bounce back so that I can kind of prune it and give it a fuller look. So in my opinion, these trees are super amazing and very beautiful, and I'm so thankful that I found it. I don't think I'll be putting it in the ground because I'm gonna probably be having too much fun taking care of them in these pots here, but we'll see. That's it for today's update, and I'll show you when these plants have bounced back fully what they look like before I actually put a video up. So I'll see you then. All right, so it's been a couple of days, a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, and we're back here at the Crotons. So when I first planted them, actually at the beginning of the clip, you'll see that you can see what the foliage of this plant looks like. But about a week after I removed it from the water and into these pots here, all the leaves, all the foliage just came falling off. It died, and it looked like this one here. So this plant clearly looks dead, but if you take a closer look, you can see that it is slowly rebounding. So you've got all these tiny leaves, and this is only now just happening. So sorry, let me get the camera to focus here. You can see the foliage here. These are both, well, I'm not sure if this is a croton. I would assume it is, just a different variety. We'll give these guys maybe a month, a few more months, and we'll be back to see how well they're doing then. So it is September 20th, 2019. We're back here at the Crotons. So it's been a couple of months, I think. And you can see here, this croton is doing just fine, and this one here has struggled and died. And that was my mistake, because after showing you the foliage that was growing down here and some up here, I noticed that the plant was bubbling every time I would water it, and I found out that there were air pockets down in the bottom, and I was using a bamboo stick to just kind of poke through to get that soil down in there, and in doing so, I think I just damaged the roots to the point where the plant couldn't rebound properly. So I wound up losing this plant here. I wish I could have kept both, because there were two different types, with this one having longer, slimmer leaves, and this one having these rounder, bowl-shaped type leaves. But we'll take what we can get, and sadly I'll just have to uproot this and cut them down and dispose of them. So I was hoping we could keep both, but one will do fine. I'm really sad about this one, but what else can we do about it? So we'll just go ahead and make sure this one stays healthy and stays alive. You know, when I'm sure that the roots are doing perfectly fine and have kind of matured, I'm going to go ahead and do some pruning on them just to give it a unique shape. So we'll be back then, and that's actually going to be here maybe in a year and a half. All right, so it is June 30th, 2020, and as you can see here, I have done some pruning to the croton, and it looks okay. I did add some worm castings into there, and all that grass you see around there was grass that was actually growing just like this inside the pot itself. So I just cut it all out, and I just threw it right back in there, just to kind of play its part like a little layer of mulch. But that'll keep the moisture in there for the plant. And it seems to be doing okay, although I do still want to cut off a few branches. Maybe this one here that's just kind of sticking out, probably cut them back over here, and maybe a little bit here and there. Cut this small little branch sticking out right there. There's still some work left to do on it, but I finally decided that it's time to put the video up on this croton. Like I said on the other clip, I really wish I was able to keep the other one, but unfortunately I messed up on that one and he wound up dying. So maybe in the future here we can collect several different types of crotons, because I know there are several different types, and it would be nice to have a little collection of those guys here in the future. So that'll be it for our watch on this croton. So we're lucky to have this croton. Hopefully we can get him to stay healthy for the long run. I'll continue to watch him. As for now, there really haven't been any pests with this plant. I do see quite a few lizards climb up on this plant, so I think those guys do kind of help keep the pests away as well. But Other than that, I don't really see any problems with crotons at all. I do keep him watered almost, well, maybe 4 times a week, and I do soak him pretty good. I haven't added any fertilizer other than that Miracle-Gro that I first potted him in, and then adding that worm casting, a little bit of worm castings beneath this layer right here of grass, which was about maybe 2 weeks ago. So the croton looks good, and we'll be back here in maybe a couple of years to see how he's doing then. But as for now, I'll continue to keep him looking good, and hopefully I'll have something special to show you guys here in a few years. Thanks for watching, guys.